Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today I'm going to cover up the topic reflections. So let's learn how to create reflections. And you can see here what we have. This is something I've just created as a demo, and this is our reflection here with one just simple step. That's our icons. Okay, I'm first going to show you how to create reflections for a simple text, and then I'll show it to you for some icon or any random shape. So let's hide those. Okay, and now let's create a new type tool here. I'm going to take in white for this too, and let's type in Photoshop. I'm going to bring this in here. I'm just going to turn the word shop a bit thicker, and I'm going to get these texts close to each other. There we go. Okay, once you have your text ready, I'm just going to size this up big so we can see what we're doing here. Okay, let's lower that a bit so it's not disturbing. Okay, once you have the text, let's create its reflection. A simple step to do is first duplicate this layer, since we definitely want another type here right below it. So I'm going to right click, select duplicate layer. I'm going to call this Photoshop. Oops. Let's call it reflection, and now I'm going to transform this right below this. So first thing I'm going to do is Control T to switch to my transform tool with your layer selected. Right click and select flip vertical. Click on the checkbox here to apply that. With my shift and my down arrow key, I'm just nudge this right down, and just exactly where you really want the reflection to be. You can, some places you'd see the reflection this far, and some places you'd see the reflection right below it. I'll create somewhere right in between. Okay, with that layer, I'm going to click on my mask icon here right in the bottom. Okay, and switch to your gradient tool, and make sure you have radial not selected. Make sure you have linear selected with white to black, everything default. Just click and drag. If you've done that mistake, you just press on Control I, which would invert. But since I always used to use my reverse, let's do that again. Okay, and just lower the opacity so that's not really a bright reflection there. Yes, a simple one. There you go, a simple reflection for a text. We even move that a bit up to make it look how it used to look in the nets, you know, depending different. You could also add another effect for this to make it look out more nice. I'm going to add a new layer right below my text layers, and I'm going to just make the bottom part of this text here dark, so like a shadow, or let's say something like a floor. For that, I'm going to use my brush tool and select a default soft brush, just a simple, and make sure you have black as your foreground. I'm just going to click in once at every point here. You know why I'm doing that in a moment. Just a few, oops, that's a few points there. And I'm going to go to my filter, blur, motion blur, and we don't really need that much. I'm going to select a zero angle for this, and just a slight blur there. There we go. So I hope you know exactly what I was doing there. Okay, and you can lower that opacity, or if you really want to overlay and take the background this color, there you go, a nice, you can just move that better. Okay, I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and this is a nice way to make some reflections for your text there. Now let's just hide this guy here, and I'm going to show you how to do that with an icon or something. It's basically most same to do. Let's use a random icon here. I'm gonna let's take in this no entry sign, and make sure you have fills checked here on top. And I'm gonna take another white color with my new layer. I'm just gonna draw in this shape here. Okay, once you have that done, let's just add a simple shadow so it looks an icon, or it really look simple patch of text there, and we're going to just increase some simple effects for that, make it look like an icon, really a nice silver color. There you go. Let's say for instance this is our icon here. I'm going to add the reflection for that. So what I'm going to do is make it look kind of 3D dimensional, not exactly, but something like that with the reflection. So I'm going to first duplicate this layer, Ctrl J. I'm going to hide that, Ctrl T to transform this. I'm going to select skew for my transform option. I'm just going to move this somewhere like it's coming from in there. There you go. Apply that, and I'm going to open up this. I'm going to do the same thing for this, transform, skew, take him up here, but we can actually do that the other way. Okay, and select your mask tool again, mask option, sorry, and make sure you have radial not selected. Make sure you have your gradient tool, linear selected. Make sure it's linear, because gradient would basically do something like that. If it's really what you're looking for, then go do it. Okay, once you have that done, let's lower the opacity here. Change the blending mode to overlay. Basically overlay or any blending options wouldn't really work if you have your FX checked on, so make sure you're applying that inside the blending options. Okay, here we go. So that's our reflection. I hope you learned something from this, and oops, that's become no Photoshop, wrong logo. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from this. Make sure you visit my other tutorials on different ideas created. See you in the next video.